the message or their message, whatever, to get lost in gender identity and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So they just made it male and took the breasts off. But the original one has breasts. Other than that is there, and then they added the children, and that's pretty much it. And the one on Sabrina, I would say, is identical to now their version. The one that the Temple made in 2015 varies quite a bit from the original one that Levi did. Right.
Okay.
Now the one that Sabrina has in her show, or Netflix has in their Sabrina show, the only difference is that the original is bronze and theirs looks like some sort of maybe marble, or is white.
Okay.
It's some kind of white material or stone, right? So I don't know if it's marble or cement or whatever, but it's white and the other one's bronze. Other than that, there's no difference. They got the two kids. They got the
boobies,
no boobs, just like their version, no boobs. Now I said that would have helped them a lot if they used boobs, because then they could have said, "Hey, we're copying Levi. We're not copying you. We're copying Levi."
Right.
And then Levi doesn't have the kids. They have the kids just like the Temple does. So it's identical.
Wow.
It really is.
Well, then, yeah, they do have a lawsuit.
Yeah, they do.
If they have their statue, if their statue is trademarked or whatever.
Registered, right.
Yeah, then you can't just throw somebody's artwork or even a replica of it in a TV show. Because, like, we deal with that.
They say that's like their... Basically, they make the analogy. It's like their corporate logo,
right?
You know, like that's how serious they are about it. They now, and I didn't finish the reason why they were in the news in 2015. Not only did they build this huge statue, but they lobbied to try to get it placed next to the Ten Commandments. And I think it was Oklahoma or something like that. Yeah. So that didn't happen.
Of course,
obviously, that didn't happen. But So
why though? You know why? Why they wanted it next to the Ten Commandments?
They wanted it next to the Ten Commandments because they trying to get their message out.
I guess.
Well, yeah, it's like because we deal with this all the time, and when working at a production company, and you can't just put, like, say if I was doing a TV show and we had this, whoever this is made by, Ralph's
Crozier.
You can't just throw this on the set and it be on TV.
Right. You got to rip that label off, put a black tape on it.
You got to get permission from Ralph's to be like, can we license your product to put in our show?
Absolutely.
And they will be like, yes, you will pay a fee.
Yes,
and
you
you
will.
can have it in there.
Right.
Absolutely.
Same thing.
Just like Ralph paid a fee to get that because Ralph ain't going around bottling water.
Right.
Exactly.
Somebody else bottled water and Ralph paid them for the right to put their name on it.
Private labeling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it has the Ralph's logo on it, so you can't just throw that in your TV show or your movie.
Not.
Right.
Absolutely not.
So anyway, I just thought all that was very interesting.
That's very interesting.
And then just to find out that they're like so politically active, these people, and like, when I looked it up, I expected, to be,
skinning cats.
No, I expected it to be, stuff like
bloodletting,
drinking people's blood.
No, I can totally respect them.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do. I do not care.
Yeah,
I ain't joining up, but you have every right to do what you believe.
And they're on. I should say they're on the right side of a lot of issues. Like,
I can see that.
Who's to say who's right?
Right.
But I mean, the way we think here, they're pro-choice and they're for prayer in schools and they're you'd be surprised at a lot of stuff that they're.
But see, that's why I don't believe in like blanket. Like if you're a Democrat or whatever, I'm a Democrat. That does not mean I agree with 100% of everything that what a quote unquote Democrat believes in. Like there's some things I'll be like, no, that's not gonna work for me.
Right.
But it's like, but I agree with like the foundations of it, and then some things I take and some things I leave.
Exactly. Exactly. Very much so.
Yeah. So, but that found that interesting. So I hope that they get that worked out. And it's not integral to the story or anything, So I don't know because they want it removed from the episode that's already done. Maybe if they can make some kind of deal about from going forward, that'd be a lot easier for Netflix. But that's gonna be tricky. Yeah, it could affect the episodes or something. I don't really know how they would deal with that, but I hope it doesn't. Because like I said, it's a good show. And another reason why they don't like it is because they on the show, they practice the Satanism that they're not into. Like, they worship the devil. They call him the Dark Lord. And, there's a lot of, that stuff going on where they're like, oh, you giving people the wrong idea. I'm like, well, okay, you got the copyright thing, but the whole bad idea, you shouldn't have named yourself the Church of Satan if you didn't want people to have certain ideas about it. You know what I mean?
That's true.
People are, you know what people think of Satan. So
right,
if you name yourself
true.
the Church of Satan or the Satan Temple or Satan
Put a disclaimer.
Then you already dealing with that.
That's
this show ain't gonna make a difference.
It's really not.
You lose me on that one. But I got you on. If this is your image and you got it copywritten, then ain't nothing nobody can do about that.
Right.
But it definitely is their image. There's no doubt about that.
That's crazy that they.
But, the fact that you're like, oh, you giving us a bad name. That you did that to yourself. Player.
No.
You can't control what my ideas of your title is.
Right.
You can't.
Oh, hell no. I thought that y'all was crazy way before Sabrina and Reboot. Shit.
Oh, so he got a story that sounds like it's out of Florida, but it's out of Indiana. Indiana man calls the police for help with a crack dealer. And you say, Dino, what's wrong with that? That doesn't sound crazy. It doesn't sound like it's from Florida. What's wrong with that?
Sounds pretty crazy to me, but whatever.
Why does it sound crazy? The police somebody called the police on a crack dealer? What's so crazy about that?
Oh, they call it on a crack dealer. Okay.
If you buying the crack.
What?
If you buying the crack?
What do you mean if you buying crack?
If you buying crack and you call the police on but you almost like you calling the police on yourself too.
Yeah, if that's what he did, then.
But why did you say that's not what it says?
Okay. Well, I don't know how else would you be involved with a crack dealer.
It's a crack house on my block. Police come get rid of this motherfucking house or take care of this.
Okay.
That's a different story.
You calling on a crack dealer. That's what I would assume. You call in to report him.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's an assumption.
Yeah, no.
I'm just wondering why, you guys look
at
me like my assumption is so crazy. I think my assumption is the normal one.
No, this is very viable. I just had a different assumption.
You would assume that somebody's calling because they need help buying crack.
Well,
not buying crack
because you prefaced
I'm sure they do that regularly, so they don't need help doing that.
Because you prefaced it with Florida like.
Oh,
so we're like, it's some bullshit going on. Because Florida is the cesspool of America.
I did. Okay, that's where I went wrong. I prefaced it with Florida. That's where I went wrong. Because I'm wondering, why is this all of a sudden? Okay, thank you, Roz. Now I get it.
Crazy twist.
I get
it. The cesspool of America.
I played myself. I messed up my own clickbait. So what happened was, Didi was right.
Uh-oh.
Well, sort of. She was right.
Halfway right. I'll take it.
What really happened was, this dude called the police because his crack dealer, who he owes money to, is threatening him for non-payment.
Oh, you see? Oh, see, now that's
your nerve. You got your nerve.
Oh.
So yeah,
that's deep.
The crack dealer is he owes the crack dealer $500.
That's layered.
And 100 of it is interest.
Not interest.
100
$25 a week, right?
100 of it is interest.
He got his receipts.
And the crack dealer is threatening him with blackmail and physical violence and all these other different methods to collect. And so he called the police for help.
Oh my God.
Oh my Lord.
This is out of Indiana.
Indiana? Oh no.
Yeah. Wow. That's how they do it over there.
That's still middle America.
Yeah. That's where my grandfather is from.
So flyover state.
They're a little iffy too, middle America.
Yeah, definitely. So what? Do you know what happened? Of course we do.
No, we don't know what happened.
Oh, damn.
That's like on Judge Judy when people come on there and they be like, say it's a crazy landlord and they trying to charge the person money that they don't need to be charging them legally, and then they try to come in and get the money, and the judge is like, but you're breaking the law. I can't help you break the law.
Right. You breaking the law. You gonna call me?
Right.
So you want me to arrest you? You want to go to jail? All right. Well, come on, get in the car. That's all you have to say.
So in actual Florida news.
Oh God, here we go.
This man arrested after calling the police to have his drugs tested.
See, right there.
So the man calls the police and says, hey, I bought this meth and I smoked it and I don't think it's meth.
Oh my God.
Like, I think it might be something else. Can you guys test this and tell me if it's really meth?
Florida.
Police told him, sure, come on down.
Hell yeah, bring the meth.
Come on in. So he came in with his meth.
What?
Gave it to the police. They tested it.
That is ridiculous.
Test came back. That was positively meth. They proceeded to arrest his ass for possessing. And the Florida police said, we want everyone to know.
Oh my God.
We are providing a new service.
New service.
We will gladly test your drugs.
Okay. Hello.
If you have any question on whether or not the drug that you've been sold is actually that drug,
bring it on
come on down and we will test it for you.
Oh, Florida.
Oh my God.
Oh, it must be easy to be a cop in Florida.
I'm saying.
The criminals do all the work for you.
Yes, come on in.
Exactly.
This nigga came in with the meth. That is a new motherfucking. That is some new shit.
I just want to hug Florida and like, something ain't right.
Is it in the water?
I don't know.
Is it in the food? Is it in the drugs?
What is it?
I'm gonna think of a movie idea about Florida.
You got to, Ross.
No,
you got to. Because I want
explain the fuckery that goes on.
I want to know if he thought it was bad meth or good meth. Because he didn't think it was meth, so I wonder if it was just bad. He was like, oh, no, this can't be meth. It's not strong enough. Or if it was so strong that he was like, oh, my God, what did they give me? Like, I want to know why he did that, because that was stupid.
In other news that sounds like it could be Florida, but it's really from Colorado.
Oh, no, not Colorado.
A doctor dyed his patient's vagina purple.
Oh, yeah.
As a joke.
It's not fucking funny.
And surprise.
Right.
Okay.
It's not a joke.
Okay,
Right.
let's unpack this.
Yeah, let me tell the people. Let's start from the beginning. So this lady, she is administrator at a doctor's office. Okay, gynecologist's office.
Okay.
Her personal gynecologist passed away. So she was without one. And she's a breast cancer survivor, right? She saw something that didn't look right on her vagina. And since she didn't have a gynecologist at the time, and she wanted to, and she's a breast cancer survivor, she wanted to, taken care of or looked at
right away
because he was worried the cancer was coming back.
Okay.
So she was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just ask my boss, and see if he can, squeeze me in and examine, make sure everything's is good down there. It's all copacetic, right? So he agrees to see her. He sees her, examines her and whatnot. And then when she's about to leave for the day, he coyly says to her, when you get home, have your husband take a look at that.
Oh.
And she was a little puzzled.
Right there.
Because her husband is not a doctor. And they don't really know each other. Her husband and her boss. So she was a little puzzled by that. Then later on, she's at home and she went to use the restroom. And she wiped herself. She noticed that the toilet paper was purple. And see, the lady's been in the business, like I said, she's an administrator.
Right.
She recognized the dye as an archaic form of treatment that they used back in the day that is no longer practiced. They used to use it for thrush and yeast infections and different things like that. And she was like, And she thought, well, I'm not a doctor. I'm an administrator, so maybe some doctors still use this, and maybe it's not as passe as I thought, or whatever. And she didn't think much more about it. The next day, she goes to work, and she said the doctor, her boss, is acting strange, kind of giddy and silly, And finally, he confesses that he dyed her vagina purple as a joke for her husband.
Wow.
So I guess the idea was the husband was supposed to have intercourse with her and get a purple penis. And for some reason that was amusing to this doctor and decided to risk his practice, his life's work over a juvenile frat house joke.
Wow.
So you put thought into this.
Wow.
Like you sat down and you thought about this.
He wasn't just trying to.
Thought it was not a bad idea in 2018.
Right. In the Me Too era.
He did that in this era.
Wow.
I'm like, he wasn't trying to just affect her. He was trying to affect her husband.
How did you get through law school? I mean, medical school.
See, I don't.
How'd you get through medical school?
Probably barely.
He probably, yeah.